Hello there, lovely. Good morning. It is a lovely Friday, and thank you so much for joining us this particular morning. It is the day before Saturday. The weekend is finally here. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Tapelo Joe Smarter. I'll be your host for the next 1 hour this morning. Remember, we are live on Comnet TV, Facebook page, also YouTube. And you can follow us, leave a comment, and let's engage in this productive discussion. My guest this morning is Mr. Bartholomew Phiri. He is Socialist Party Lusaka Province Youth Secretary, and we're here to discuss youth and governance. Mr. Phiri, good to see you and welcome.
Thank you so much, Comrade Joe, and good morning to all the viewers and also to the Comnet family.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Okay, good to have you here, Mr. Phiri. First things first, comrade, let's start with you issuing a statement yesterday over the remarks of a named UPND official. Let's begin from there.
Right, thank you so much. Comrade, we need to foster a culture of respect. We need to foster a culture of honor.
Okay.
We must have that respect for governing institutions. More especially those that carry out a mandate to implement policies that are brought forth by government itself.
Okay.
So the remarks made by comrade, my colleague in the UPND, Luswaniso, they were disrespectful. There is no way you can call civil servants as Varimonga ni Mahule.
Okay.
I think it doesn't stand well, comrade. In the first place, I would say, Luswaniso clearly showed his ignorance. He seemed not to understand who are civil servants.
Okay.
Let me get there a little bit. Who is a civil servant? Civil servants can be classified in 2 or 3 ways.
Okay.
Number one, we have got appointed civil servants. We also have elected civil servants. Then we have employed civil servants. Those that are employed based on their qualifications, based on their professions, such as teachers, nurses, doctors, police officers, those in the army. Those are civil servants. Okay, they are recruited, they are employed because of their qualifications. Okay? Then let's get to the appointed civil servants, such as the judges in the judiciary. We can also talk about the diplomats. We can talk about ambassadors. Okay, these are also civil servants to a larger extent, comrade, including the president is a civil servant because he is an elected civil servant. They are all in government. They are all in governance. Those are civil servants. So, if Comrade Luswaniso would come and call them as in they are like prostitutes, Varimonga ni Mahule, does he understand the behavior of a prostitute? That was an insult. This is why I issued a statement, and I'm repeating that Comrade Luswaniso should apologize to our civil servants.
Okay.
They play a vital role when it comes to governance in the country. So if he does not apologize, then we will know for sure that he's been sent by his bosses. Because if he's not sent by his bosses to come and, discredit the civil service, then where is he getting all that energy?
But his bosses are also civil servants.
That's what I've said, that civil service cannot just be classified as in doctors and all those that are employed to render that service because of their profession. Those appointed ones, even those that are elected into those offices, are civil servants. Because we have a constitutional, we have a constitutional contract with the president of Zambia, together with the members of parliament, the councillors. They are all civil servants. They are elected civil servants. So if he says that civil servant Arimunga ni Hure, then is he telling us that the president is like a prostitute? Because to a larger extent, the president is equally an elected civil servant. So if Phiri Swaniso had the knowledge about that, he was not going to have the energy to go live on a TV platform and insult the civil servants. That was uncalled for. We therefore demand for an apology. And it shouldn't be today. It was supposed to be done yesterday, not today.
Okay.
Not even tomorrow. We need it now. He must apologize for calling all the civil servants as Mahuli, because equally the president is an elected civil servant.
Okay.
Then second, comrade, on the same. I think the UPND should put their house in order.
Okay.
We cannot continue living in a country where leaders of the nation are on the forefront using abusive language to the citizens. That doesn't stand well with the Zambian people.
Okay.
This is why I vowed yesterday that we will continue speaking on behalf of the Zambian people. And we, the youths in the Socialist Party and other political parties, including some other institutions, we are not going to remain silent on these issues. They must put their house in order. They should know what to say, when and how to say it. You are not voted into office to come and insult our men and women in uniform. Our teachers, they taught us. We are here, seated here. It's because of them. Then you tell them, Mahuli, ukadwala wakupeleka kuchipatala, and you are attended to by the same people that are prostitutes. Now, if Phiri Swaniso is encouraging his leaders, the president, ministers, and everyone to be surrounded by cadres, do cadres implement policies in the country? Again, that's the shallow way of thinking that I've seen in this. I don't know whether he's younger than me or older than me, but according to his behavior, I usually say that when you see a 15-year-old, a 32 or 40-year-old man behaving like a 12-year-old child, just know that that person had stopped growing when he attained the age of 12 or 15.
Okay.
So what has been growing is just the body, but psychologically, mentally, he's still young. You can't issue such a statement. We demand for an apology on that one. Very strong.
Okay. Viewers, you can come through obviously and give us your view. The number is right there, 0973-852700. Now, comrade, we are discussing youth and governance. Now, a few days ago, a named member of parliament, I'll name her, from Chiengi constituency, she's an independent member of parliament, Honorable Given Katuta, went live on our social media page and encouraged the old MPs, the old timers in the house, that they should guard their positions jealously, because the youths are united, are coming in full swing, and they are not playing. They are here to take over. And I'll quote her words. She said, the way we unite over something, meaning the way they unite over money, allowances at National Assembly, it's the way they should unite in 2026 to protect their positions, and they shouldn't give room for young people to govern. That's a sitting member of parliament saying those things. For those that want clarity, you can obviously search for her name and find out what she was saying. Now, that is coming from a serving member of parliament, a leader. I know you are privy to that particular video clip. What was your initial reaction when you watched that video clip?
Thank you so much. You see, this is the same person or the same guy in the same suit. There's no difference with these people that we have today.
Okay.
If you say they must guard their position so jealously that the young people should not be, part and parcel of parliament because they sit on taxpayers' money, that shows the level of incompetence of a leader. If a leader can strongly come out like that, disadvantaging the voice of the youth, then it means this leader is greedy. This leader is selfish. And these are the same individuals that we don't need in parliament, because they don't go there to discuss real issues. They go there to make money. They go there for their personal interest. They are not doing things in the interest of the country.
Okay.
So those are just my simple reactions to what this honorable minister, a member of parliament, a sitting member of parliament, a leader, what picture is he portraying to the people that he's representing? He's abandoning the people that voted and gave a mandate to this person.
Okay.
So this person should not be allowed in 2026 to contest because he's not a good candidate to represent the people.
Okay. Let me find out one other thing. The youths are saying, they are calling rather for term limits for members of parliament. There are members of parliament, comrade, that have been in parliament for 10 years, 20 years, 15, 25. Some are clocking 25, silver anniversary in parliament, 25 years. Do you subscribe to the notion that members of parliament should be given a term limit like the president? Because the presidency of Zambia, obviously, it's 2 terms, 5-5. Should this also apply to members of parliament?
Thank you so much, comrade. In my personal capacity, I feel I can subscribe to that. On reasons that we need fresh ideas each and every time.
Okay.
Yes, you may be a good candidate that is representing your people very well. Obviously, you are bringing in development to the area where you are. But we need fresh minds also. Because development is not for one person. In the Socialist Party, we believe in collective decision making.
Okay.
We believe in social responsibility. So, to my side, I feel such a thing is a good idea, if at all the term limit could be there, because we have seen that others have even grown old age as a member of parliament. But when we look behind, what have they done? What legacy will they leave?
In their constituencies.
In their constituencies, there's nothing. So in my position, I feel it is a very good proposal, and if we can stick to that one, possibly with what the Socialist Party believes in, collective decision making, social responsibility, because we know that developing a country or anything does not rely on one person. It must be something that you put a voice there, others bring in fresh ideas, and at the end of the day, we achieve. I think, for me, I subscribe to that.
Okay, fantastic. Now, comrade, the past few weeks have been marred by speculations, reports that there are plans, intentions to amend the Zambian constitution. And in this case, conflicting statements have come from the UPND functionaries, party functionaries, the UPND government officials regarding this particular process. We saw 9 civil society organizations coming on board and saying they are rejecting these proposed constitutional amendments. We saw student unions coming and saying they are in support of these constitutional provisions. We are now being told that there is no draft constitution and the process is yet to start. So my question is, for the students' unions, I don't know whether they understand what they were supporting. The question is, why support things that are not there? Number one. Number two is, why giving conflicting statements over this same process if it's a transparent process?
Thank you. Comrade, the issue or the proposal of constitutional amendment has been a topic of discussion. It has sparked debate among various stakeholders and concerns among citizens.
Okay.
The draft constitution is not a document that you can just draft whenever you wake up and you feel like you can draft it. It requires serious consultation from different stakeholders. Political parties are also stakeholders. Civil society organizations are also stakeholders.
Okay.
Okay? So, the draft constitution is not just a document where you think you can just wake up and then you decide to amend it. And then you don't even give a proper reason as to why you want to amend the draft constitution. You give in reasons that no, we need an equal representation where women, youths, and the people with the disabilities are also included. I think what has brought in about all this debate is the reason given to us enough?
Okay.
Does the current constitution forbid or restrict the young people
From
participating? Does it restrict the women? Does it restrict the disabled? No, it does not. Because it is therefore provided for in the Constitution of Zambia. Article 259, subsection 1 in the Constitution of Zambia. It is provided for, where it states that the president shall ensure that during his appointments, as he appoints, there must be young people, the youths, people with disabilities, and the women. The word shall in the Constitution is not a request. It's not a request at all. I believe the president of this country, President Hakainde Sami Hichilema, he's a learned person and he speaks very good English. I congratulate him for that. But he must understand what is in the Constitution on 259 subsection 1. It mandates him to fulfill his obligation. It does not request him. That's not a request.
Comrade, let me find out. Since you are a politician, a young politician, let me find out. The president himself, whichever government, but since we are under this administration, we refer to the current president. The president has got 8 slots in parliament for nominating members of parliament. Now, stakeholders are asking, why didn't President Hakainde Hichilema, through the powers vested in him of appointing 8 members of parliament, nominated members of parliament, include the young people among the 8, our friends, sisters, brothers, colleagues who are living with disabilities, and the women among those nominated, to demonstrate that the UPND believes in women, believes in young people, and believes in our friends and colleagues who are living with disabilities. That's a question. That's $1 million question that people are asking. Why now calling for this particular article to be introduced in the Constitution, or the Constitution to be amended based on youth representation, women proportionate? They are calling it women proportionate representation. Yes. So those are the questions. I want to get it from the perspective of the Socialist Party when it comes to constitutional amendments.
Thank you so much, Comrade. Like I was saying, Article 259, subsection 1, that mandates the president, okay, to involve the young people, the women, and people with disability. I was saying it is provided for. It's not a request to the president.
Okay.
It's a mandate. And when it's a mandate, it is a command. And when it's a command, it's an obligation for the president. And when it's an obligation, it's a requirement for the president to fulfill what is being directed. It's a directive, in other words, from the Constitution, not from the opposition, not from cadres, not from the civil servants, not from anyone, but from the Constitution of the Republic of Zambia, which is the supreme law of the land.
Okay.
It directs him. It is not requesting him to do that. Therefore, we are wondering as well as the Socialist Party that he is a president who has failed to exercise his mandate, his obligation, his requirement to appoint the young people, the women, and people with disability as provided for by the Constitution of Zambia. He has failed to do that. And he comes back to say they want to amend the Constitution so that the young people can be involved. The women also should be included, and people with disability. Who has stopped him from exercising his mandate? Because the Constitution directs him to do that. So I have said this is a debate, this is something that has sparked debate among various stakeholders. And those are some of the questions that now are rising, trying to find out why is the president talking about proportional representation in key positions in government, in governance.
Why not appoint?
Why not appoint? Because it does not restrict you anyway. It's part of your requirement. You have to do that.
So why not demonstrate? So I'm finding it hard to believe why you, the politicians, before you form government, you are speaking a different language. When you form government, the language changes. Are you then taking the people of Zambia for granted? Or maybe the people of Zambia, you think or assume that they are used to you flip-flopping. Each time you feel like flip-flopping, the people of Zambia will support you and will go with you. Is that the case? Are the people of Zambia being shortchanged and taken for granted, comrade?
Thank you so much, comrade. The job of capitalists, comrade, is to make profit. They don't care about the people.
Okay.
They don't care about the lives of the people. That's why the Socialist Party has emerged to bring socialism in the country. Because what is best for you, comrade, should be best for me.
Okay.
Okay? I, being a politician, being a leader in a political party, I must have the element of Ubuntu in myself. Because if I have that element of Ubuntu, I will know for sure that people should not be taken for granted. This is where the whole message of the Socialist Party is. Because we know for sure that, comrade, if I consider you as my fellow human being, I will not therefore try to exploit you. Because I will know that the moment I do that, the impact will not only affect you, it will affect your children, possibly. I may not know, maybe tomorrow your son or your daughter could be married to my son or my daughter. So, if I do something in the best interest of myself, then I don't care about you. Where is socialism? Where is patriotism in the country? It's not there.
Let's look at patriotism in its entirety. Do we have leaders that are patriotic to this country, that put national matters first, that put Zambia first in when it comes to policy making, when it comes to constitutional amendments, legislation? Do we see leaders that put Zambia first, or it's politics of the belly at the end of the day?
Thank you so much, comrade. So the issue of patriotism, comrade, someone must have that love and loyalty to his own country. So when you say, do we have that in these leaders? Yes, there are elements of that in some leaders that are in not in socialism, but capitalism. But socialism itself is bordered on national interest first.
Okay.
It talks about advancing the agenda of a nation first. Okay? If we look at how socialism has been played in some countries that we may refer to, talking of China, of course, we talk of Cuba, Russia, and many other countries, they have advanced that, principle of socialism. And today they have succeeded.
Okay.
Why? Because socialism is attached to patriotism. You can't separate the two. Why? Because you have that element of Ubuntu in you. So when you have an element of Ubuntu in you, you know for sure that you are given a mandate to run the affairs of the country in the best interest of the citizen in the country. This is why the Socialist Party is strongly advocating for this. Because we know that the moment we embrace socialism, it means we have embraced patriotism.
Okay.
Let us not allow political parties or maybe organizations that have been formed to exploit and steal our minerals in the name of, terminologies borrowing from socialists, the social cash transfer and all that. And yet behind everything, they are only there to make profit. These are the people who put on suit and ties with a lot of bottles of mineral water on the table. they call media like Camnet TV and start lying, you know, talking all sort of promises which they cannot even fulfill in order to make profit, in order to advance their interest. This is why the Socialist Party has risen so strongly that we do not need capitalism anymore. We are tired. It has failed us for some time.
Okay, let me take you to the Copper Belt, Chungola in particular, where youths are perturbed over the current happenings in Chungola. And they engaged a named member of parliament who answered them to say, you should start going for cash for work. Now, these are Jerabos. These are individuals that are used to working with copper. Okay? They go into the dam site, they dig their copper through their tunnels and stuff. And they're being told, go for, is it cash for work?
Cash for work.
And if you look at the same cash for work, people are getting 600, is it 800?
Somewhere there.
However, you find that the streets are still littered with garbage. The streets, the drainages are still blocked with garbages. So now, my question is, this so-called cash for work, what is its intended purpose? And how do you make of an elected official not giving an alternative for the youths, for these Jerabos? Because these are voters, these are citizens, they are brothers and sisters. They are brothers, rather. You go for cash for work. That's the response they're getting from an elected official. How does that make you feel as a Zambian citizen?
Comrade, you see, the issue of cash for work, I've been laughing.
Okay.
You know, the Bible says when a thief, the devil comes to steal, comes to destroy. Okay?
You've forgotten one thing, killing.
Yes, killing as well. So, when a thief is coming to you, you come so smart.
Okay.
You see? And these are conmen.
Okay.
Thieves are conmen, comrade. They'll come in a smart way. I'm just from saying they'll put on suit and tie. And when you see a person in a suit and tie, you think is a honorable person. You think, you know, they deserve that much respect. Today, as we are speaking, thieves are putting on ties.
Okay.
Thieves are putting on suit. Now, let's talk about cash for work. What criteria is the UPND using for cash for work? I'm not too far from cash for work issues because we have members in our party who are also participating in the same, and we have not stopped them.
Okay.
Okay. So now, here is a situation, comrade, where you register 1,000 people. Okay. You write their names, whatever, and everything. Then, in actual sense, when you get to the ground, you find there are 500. They are the ones that we are talking about, ghost workers.
Having registered 1,000.
Having registered 1,000 people. Then now you have 500 on the ground. Some of the people that are in the forefront registering these people in the UPND are our friends.
Okay.
We interact with them.
We live in the same
We
community.
live in the same community. Every day we talk to them. Some of them, I even have their numbers right here. I can even call them and say, comrade, my friend, have you considered that brother of mine? You see? So what is happening there is that these things are not done on merit.
Okay.
They are politically aligned. The qualification is, who are you? Who sent you? Whom are you connected to? Which political party are you? So we have allowed our members, we've told them, if they call for a meeting, go and attend their meetings. Eat with them. But you know the formula. When it comes 2026, the GRUD president who said, I've put GRU on my chair, no one can remove me. We have launched the formula, which is the thinnest formula, that will help us to ungrew that individual, those people, a bunch of liars that we have entrusted with power today. And the thinners are two. Number one, they may think when we demonstrated the actual, substance or liquid or chemical, then they may think that's the actual chemical. Well, we know that he cannot even dare to detain his clothes with glue. what he has done is he knows where he has touched. We Zambians know very well the greatest weapon to use. It's the voter's card. And that voter's card is accompanied by Dr. Fred Membe.
Okay.
Fred Membe is the only finance. So the issue of cash for work, here is a person, cash for work, just from the term itself, cash for work, it means after work, you are given your cash. Now, you work in October, you are paid in December. You have a family, you have responsibilities, you have bills to pay. And then we should say it is working. Now, here is an office bearer, a member of parliament, not so, for that matter. He's saying, go for cash for work, while we bring in foreigners to exploit our minerals, to steal from our country. We give them tax holidays, tax breaks. And yet the Jerabos were even promised that they will be given mining licenses. Comrade, when we talk about mining in this sector, our native Zambians have been doing mining on the copper belt. They used to melt copper, turn it into ingots or metal bars, and they were using it for, exchange. Okay, they were doing that, and then they managed to introduce the same system of mining. We only lacked a few, knowledge here and there and some equipment so that we can advance. Now, instead of you as a member of parliament offering an alternative solution on how best we can utilize our mineral resources, you are on the forefront encouraging your people, your children for that matter. I believe he's a father, he's a grandfather.
Of course.
He's now encouraging his children, his grandchildren, his in-laws to go for cash for work and then get a 600 kwacha. Surely, are you a patriotic citizen?
How much is the bag of minimum?
The bag of minimum today is fetching at 350. In some areas, it's 400 kwacha.
And cash for work is
600. Cash for work is 600. So you can only buy a bag of minimum working today, then you buy a bag of minimum after 4 to 5 months. Because a lot of these people have been complaining. I've got a sister of mine, my auntie right now, ana sevens a cash for work. Sana fore kandrama kake.
600.
600 sana yolandire manje. Surely, nangu tapasoswa ababemba batira ati insoni.
Now that's a member of parliament who's saying that when just last week members of parliament received 1.5 million. This week, today is Friday, obviously like something will be put in their accounts. That's 1 million, bringing the total to 2.5 million, getting their gratuities. And that's a member of parliament who's telling those Jerabos to say go for cash for work, to go and get a 600, which is more than 100 times his gratuity in a year, comrade. Is that fair?
Comrade, it is not fair. I guess it is copper belt we are talking about.
Exactly.
Now, comrade, a member of parliament is from the UPND. Huh?
Exactly.
A member of parliament absconding his duties, abandoning his people, his responsibility, neglecting them, and he goes back to them, sending them to go for cash for work when he's sitting on taxpayers' money.
Exactly.
Over this reaction they made, the UPND running away from parliament, I issued a statement. I said it's a slap over Zambia's taxpayers' money. They sit on taxpayers' money, enjoying the 2,000 allowances every day, seated on a chair. If they are to go to parliament the whole week, he will have a 10,000 in his pocket.
Yes.
If he's going to go in parliament for 30 days, I mean for 4 weeks, he will have a 40,000 in his account. And yet, this is the same government failing to empower the young people, individual with a 40 pin or plus or 100 pin to do business. Is now telling them to go for cash for work, to go and work for a 600 kwacha, which will be paid after 90 days, which will be paid after 60 days. Surely, are we being fair? It's not fair.
Okay, let me bring you to another latest development. After 4.5 years of being in power, or maybe some might argue that it's 3 years, but let me find out. After years of being in power, the UPND found out that the Health Professionals Council of Zambia, HPCZ board, has not been adhering to Act number 17 of 2024, yeah, which mandates that board members should consist of 9 members, okay? However, the current board at HPCZ has got 19 members. Instead of 9, it has got 19 members, meaning that these other members were getting monies free, taxpayers' money for that matter, yes, free. And this revelation was made yesterday by the health minister. Now, we had a previous health minister in place. The question is, she didn't know about these happenings, and since the new minister was appointed, he didn't know about these things, and he only discovered yesterday, and he decided to dissolve the board. Surely, are we as Zambians taking matters of governance in these government-owned institutions, or this is a parastatal institution, seriously? Because this is taxpayers' money, this is the money of the Zambians, and you have board members that are sitting there illegally, getting allowances and getting monies for free.
Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
They have reviewed that they are incompetent.
Mm.
We had the previous Minister of Home Affairs, Health, Madam Sylvia Maseo. Mm-hmm. If the Constitution allows to have 9 board members,
mm-hmm,
why 19?
That's a question.
That's a question.
Mm-hmm.
And then she served in that ministerial position.
Mm-hmm.
This is why we said she was supposed to be fired in the first place. There's no way you can transfer a burden from another ministerial to a different ministerial position.
Mm.
Same suit, same guy in a different suit.
Okay.
The current one also, after serving for some months, he's telling us that this is when he has realized and seen that there's some illegalities,
mm-hmm,
in the Ministry of Health. Surely, should we continue at that trajectory? No. They are incompetent, and this is why we don't trust them as Zambians. For me, I call them a bunch of liars. They just want to massage us, they just want to sweet talk us, give us motivations that have not even worked for them, for that matter.
Is this why some members of parliament, like the Minister of Health himself, are being chased by their chiefs when they visit?
Obviously, it could be so.
In a video that went viral, we saw it, and the minister himself admitted that he was chased.
Yes, that is in the northwestern province, Ikereng,
mm-hmm,
and we saw it. This is how upset the Zambian people are today,
mm-hmm,
because this government has failed us for some time.
mm-hmm.
This government does not mean well for the Zambian people. There's so much incompetence in this government. Every time you hear a latest news, abrogation of the law, the constitution is not followed, this is happening there, this is happening there. But when it comes to real issues, to address these real issues in parliament, they are running away.
Mm-hmm.
They are running away, comrade. Surely, should we spend taxpayers' money on individuals that are not useful to the nation? No, we don't.
Okay. Youth and women's representation in key leadership positions, we have had proportional representation of women. These are just semantics. But are we seeing it being demonstrated by the governing party that women are being given key positions? Youths, not those above 40, are being given key positions.
Comrade, thank you so much. And I want to pose a challenge to our Republican president right now, really.
Mm-hmm.
Comrade, the President of the Republic of Zambia, if you are listening to my voice now, I know some of your cadres, some of your leaders are following this proceeding right now.
Mm-hmm.
They are following this interview. We are making a request to you, in fact, a challenge. We are saying, can you dismiss some of your ministers and include the young people? Can you dismiss some of your ministers and include the women? You have 8 nominated members of parliament, which you must appoint yourself. Dismiss. Fuse in the young people. Fuse in the women. Demonstrate that you are committed to have women and youth, with people with disabilities, inclusivity in parliament and in key positions in your government.
Okay.
If you fail to do that, stop massaging the Zambian people, the young people and the women for that matter, because you have a directive in the constitution that mandates you to do that. If you have failed to do that, how are we going to trust you as Zambians that you are committed to what you are telling us? So we are challenging the president. I'm a citizen of this country and I have every right. For that matter, I'm a politician in a political party, opposition political party. A government in waiting, we have a mandate ourselves to hold the government of the day accountable, to question your government, Mr. President, to challenge and criticize your government. We have that mandate. It's our constitutional right. So if you are committed to do that, let us see that. Demonstrate to the Zambian people and show that you are committed to what you are saying. Today, you are almost clocking 4 years. You have not appointed any single youth in your cabinet. We are only seeing our grandfathers, our fathers, and our mbuyas there. And you come back to us and say, I want to include you in the constitution. When a directive is there, Article 259, subsection 1, is there. It's telling you on those 8 members of parliament, include the people with disability, include the young people, include the women. You have not done that. Do it. We want to see.
Okay. They just ended Youth Indaba, your 2 cents?
Sorry, comrade, to say this to you. They just ended Indaba. It was a national UPND rally.
Okay.
Yes.
What makes you say so?
Comrade,
Because
thank you.
I hear youths from across the country came through and they addressed their concerns to the head of state, who was there listening to them attentively. So
Thank you so much, comrade. I'll begin by first defining what this is all about.
Okay.
Youth Indaba. The term Indaba originates from the Zulu language from South Africa. Indaba meaning coming together, meeting together to discuss common goals, issues affecting you. So this one was called Youth Indaba, meaning the coming together of the young people across the country to come and discuss issues affecting their lives, issues affecting the nation, to come and voice out that which they feel is also important, for the development of this country and in the best interest in the best interest of every Zambian. Arriving to a disappointment, some of our colleagues from Tonse Alliance were restricted, and I followed that proceeding. Where I heard the Republican president saying, this national event is for all. There must be no violence. He's saying that while his cadres, his thugs outside there are beating up other opposition political leaders. Stopping them from accessing in the Mulungushi International Conference buildings. Surely, if that was meant for the UPND sympathizers, they should have taken it to their secretariat. We have said that time and again. Why should we waste money? It was even, programmed, and the taxpayers' money was used in having such an event. Then you forbid the same people that pay tax. You restrict them from having access to those buildings. And then you want to call it a national youth indaba. In which way? When others are obstructed from getting through. There are many ways, yes, we understand on how these indabas are called upon. It could be registration, it could be invited or open for all. So if this was open for all, why is it that some opposition political leaders were restricted by the UPND thugs? And the president is in the building there contradicting with his own members. When his members are doing the opposite, and then he's saying the opposite, which means they don't even have respect for their own president, for the president of the Republic of Zambia, to a larger extent. They have no respect. If he says yes, they say no. Should we really call it a National Youth Indaba? What was discussed in that Indaba? Was it about the challenges the young people are facing? Or it was about announcing that we increased the CDF to from 1.8 plus whatever to 3.6 whatever million kwacha? Or it was about, no, we have brought in cash for work. We have, we have brought sanity in the country. Me, I was beaten. I was brutally harassed. Those were the statements we heard from that Indaba. Is that what the youths wanted? Did they go there to listen to a president who will be telling them that no, the reason why we called for this, I'm glad that you are here, so what we have done is this? It's not all about that. Critical issues were supposed to be raised.
As we begin to conclude, Daniel, in a few minutes, what's the essence of holding so-called youth indabas when you are not doing, when you're not evaluating what the previous indaba was all about and what you discussed therein, if it was implemented? Then you come, you revisit what was discussed previously. Then you, I'm thinking these youth indabas, these youth agendas, these meetings are just academic exercises.
Yeah, comrade, it could be put in that way.
Because why am I saying this? I want to make a follow-up question. It's more like youths' concerns are not being addressed. Youths are being told, go for cash for work, stay away from mining, go for cash for work, clean drainages. You are given a 600, but the drainages are still clogged with garbage. We saw it during the rainy season and the floods that we had. It's an attribution to blocked drainage systems. But we have people that are saying, no, cash for work is working, youths are getting monies which they are struggling to be paid. Social cash transfer is being given to old people, which doesn't come on time as well. So all these challenges, I'm not seeing youths being put forward, women being put forward for their challenges to be addressed. Hence, we are now being told the constitution needs to be amended, this needs to be included, that needs to be done. Are our priorities set right as a country under this administration? As we begin to conclude, Comrade.
Thank you so much, Comrade. So again, you have touched the issue of youth indaba. You have touched the issue of constitutional amendments.
Yes.
You have touched the issue of cash for work.
Yes.
So many issues have been raised. You see, comrade, youth should not be subjected to cash for work, denied access to mining. No, we don't subscribe to that. So, what was discussed there, he talked about youth inclusivity as well.
But are we seeing that happening?
He talked about that. As he began talking about it, he ran away from his point. And he started talking about, I am a monk. Bali was once a monk, and when I see you young people and all that, they have not.
But we know that we've all been
students. Check, comrade.
Yes.
We had the national indaba last year, if not mistaken.
Yes, yes.
What is it that has been implemented? The president said, you directed us, you gave us a mandate, you gave us an obligation to fulfill. You, the young people, you spoke loudly about youth engagement in key decision-making positions.
Exactly.
That's what he was saying. But at the end of it, he never touched on a point to say, we have demonstrated because the Honorable Minister of So is a youth. He did not do that. This is why I'm saying those are just sweet talks. Comrade, tisangale monga koswe, wakuti nabwera, nakuluma, nakufuzilira. Nakuluma, nakufuzilira. Then at the end of the day, I watch you laughing at you, trying to make fun of you. I think it doesn't work. It doesn't work.
Are the youths, from your own observation, with this youth movement, youths coming up to say we are taking over the reins of power, we are taking over governance, a youth yourself, is this a demonstration that youths are fatigued with rhetoric, lip service coming from the elite politicians?
Comrade, youths have been used in the country as tools for violence. Perpetuate violence, fighting. We saw the killings in the country by the youths. Some of our youths were killed. Some of our youths were brutally injured. We have seen this. Somewhere in Mandevu, Odingoma, a UPND youth was even killed. Which is a sad thing, comrade. So, the young people have now risen. But we need to be very careful, comrade. We the young people are not saying we should do away with old people. No. This is not our message. Our message as young people should be put clearly and right here. We are saying, comrade, if there is 100%, we can have 30%
of the old people.
Of the old people.
Okay.
We can have 30% of the women, or even 40% of the women, because women are much disadvantaged. We can have 30% of the young people. At least there will be, a mutual balance there. Okay, it will balance up. So the young people have risen. We are now saying, women also rise up. This country is yours. We don't have any other Zambia apart from the Zambia that we have now. It is now our role. It is our responsibility, comrade. It is evidently and proven. Our young people, even the president himself said it during the UPND rally, which was called the National Youth Inda. He said the young people took the front lead in the fight of independence. If he acknowledges that, let's check around himself. What sort of people has he put in front? So, you are preaching what you are not doing. You are not walking the talk. So, we the young people have risen. And I want to say thank you so much to our able leader, Dr. Phiri, the president of the Socialist Party, who has allowed the young people in the party. The agenda of the Socialist Party today is driven by the young people. He has handed over to the young people, of course with the guidance. Because young people sometimes can go, wangachokera munjira. But thank you so much, Dr. Phiri, that you have acknowledged the efforts of the young people. And this is the leaders that we need in this country, who can embrace the young people, who can see the value of a young person, who can see the value of women. Fellow young people, women in the country, let's join the Socialist Party. It's a good platform. Some people may be asking, can we be told some key positions of young people that have been appointed? Well, we have the national, we have the Deputy General Secretary for Administration, Maximum Tambo, is a young person. Okay? There are many positions that have been given to young people in the Socialist Party, and the agenda, therefore, is being driven by the young people. I'm sure, obviously, possibly you might have observed this, that the young people are the ones now selling out the manifesto, have taken up leadership position. And you want to appeal to every Zambian, those that have not registered as voters, please go and do that. Do it and then voice out. Use your voters card as a thinners. Use Dr. Phiri as a thinners to uncrew the incompetent governing individuals that are in government today. Okay,
comrade, let me take those as your last words. Thank you so much for coming through and for honoring our invitation. Thank you.
Thank you so much, comrade. It's always my pleasure being hosted here, and I'm really humbled.
Okay, fantastic.
Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you to the Socialist Party under Comrade Dr. Phiri for allowing Mr. Bartholomew Phiri, the Socialist Party, Lusaka Province, Youth Secretary, to come through and appear on the Rise and Thrive Breakfast Show on a Friday like this one. Thank you so much to all our viewers from wherever you're watching us from. We do appreciate your association with Camnet TV. Remember, this is your #1 local community station. We're going digital. Okay. Thank you to my director upstairs for the extra minutes. We do appreciate you. And I have been your host, Tapelo Joe Smarter is my name. We'll see you when you see us. Good morning and God bless.